as much as people, and I love Madison Square Garden, obviously, world's most famous arena and everything, but you want to talk about hollowed wrestling ground, like you just said, Greensboro Coliseum, holy crap. I still think WrestleMania should be held, somewhere in that vicinity.
That would be amazing. That would be pretty awesome stuff. Yeah, I remember going there and watching. Right when I was a little kid is when WWE actually took it over. I remember going there for the first WWE house show and The Rock and Mankind doing Anywhere in the Building match, which later
Oh, yeah.
became, like the main eventing pay-per-views. But I've gone back and watched, old Starcades, and that's where Starcade started. And I even went to they did just a special show, Starcade, in the Coliseum last year in November, and
Right.
just the feel in the city, like there was a lot of tailgating going on, like people were pre-gaming. A lot of people that knew that I liked wrestling that hasn't haven't watched wrestling in years ran up to me at the bar and at coffee shops and things wanting to talk about it. So it definitely when you mention Starcade, you mention NWA rather, you mentioned Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes in this area, people recognize it as like a bigger deal. It's kind of like as a part of our culture, just like Duke and Carolina basketball.
Right. Yeah, and you guys had I'm blanking on the territory out there that they have on the
The
WWE network. Mid
Mid
South
Atlantic,
or
yeah,
Mid
Mid Atlantic.
Atlantic. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of big stars came from Mid Atlantic back in the day, so
Okay, well that company, with a few others, but that company and the way they shot everything was what Ted Turner bought when he did WCW. The that was the wrestling Ted Turner liked to want to buy WCW to make it into what it was. That's
and
how it had I mean a lot of stuff from Florida too, but like that was where Ric Flair became, notarized or known,
mhm.
more so than any other place, I would say. I would say this is there's something to it. I would say there's certain areas of the world like, Calgary, of course Madison Square Gardens, but I think you'd have
Right.
to put Greensboro right there, maybe at least top 10 in North America.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's Greg and I actually every time there's one of the well, now it's going to be the big five pay-per-views with the inclusion of Money in the Bank, but the former big four pay-per-views whenever they come around, that whole month we always do top 10 lists Tuesday and Wednesday, and we try to theme them that whole month for that pay-per-view. And going to SummerSlam, we said, top 10 places we would love to see a SummerSlam go in the future, and one of them I said was Greensboro. So I thought
Oh yeah,
I thought that'd be fantastic.
that would be great. That would be great. We have gotten a few pay-per-views here before. I remember Unforgiven '98 with the first Inferno match
Oh
when I was
yeah.
a kid. I remember King of the Ring one year where it was, I believe, Dude Love versus Stone Cold was here. But it's been a while since we've gotten some paper. Oh, 2001 Survivor Series, the Alliance versus WWF
Oh, one of the
was
best.
here. But
Yeah.
I think that's the last. I believe that was the last pay per view. So it's been a few decades since Greensboro's gotten a pay per
Well, I live in Cincinnati, so the closest pay-per-views we get is Columbus.
view.
Yeah, so that's about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive for me. So it's a little out there.